Good morning, guys. First, all the back-end kind of technology they're building for this game that I wasn't fully aware of officially blew my socks off. And also, a lot of you commenters have pointed out that their weekly, web series Around the Verse consistently has a lot of this good information. So, you guys recommended that I watch these. Here I am. I haven't watched any of these, but I'm actually going to I'll catch up on the older ones later, but I'm going to start with 3.5 because a couple commenters said there's some pretty interesting stuff that I'd probably flip out at. So, let's get on to 3.5. And by the sound of it, I like these kind of things because it'll kind of give myself and everyone else kind of like an inside look at like a particular detail rather than like general concepts. I like to know that, like for instance, in the tech demo, I didn't know we could pick up stuff and I didn't know we could move stuff with the possibilities. Let's do 3.5. Hey, I'm a community subscriber now.
And I'm QA tester, Mickey Oliver.
QA testing.
And big news,
So important.
Make sure you head to
Update. We really hope you enjoyed the Gamescom demo as much as we did. We're just getting back to action for you now, and we're going to start today with Will Naden talking to you guys who want to be budding cargo haulers or pirates or salvagers about the basics of the cargo system.
Just talking about this.
3.0, we're going to have the ability to pick up a box, take it to your ship, put it in your ship, and take that ship to market. So which will allow us to sell whatever you find. Now it's going to either come from salvage, ships you find out in the debris field, stuff you take off other people's ships that you pirate, stuff you're going to get given on missions. You can also go to market, pick up whatever you want to buy, whatever they're selling. That'll automatically be put in your ship, and then you can take and sell that as well. So that we're hoping to
check out the lights in the docking bay. I haven't seen that
here,
before.
Sell it to there, take stuff from there,
A good
go
touch.
somewhere else. Traders will go to a port and they will just buy from a computer 200, 300 units of steel or whatever, and that will automatically be generated on your ship.
Okay.
So they have a really quick time of just buying what they want, getting back into space and trading. Whereas salvage players, pirates, they can physically walk up to a box, pick it up, manually take it over to their ship, or take it to a market and sell it. So they have a much more lengthy gameplay, but it should be fun for them to be able to see what they're taking and individually picking what they want. We've obviously already got cargo boxes built. We've got ships with interiors already set up, so we can start placing, here's where cargo will fit, here's where we can store it. So those will probably come along side by side, and then we should be good to go. Then we should be able to see very quickly, once it's down inside your ship, it gets locked to that ship. Then all we need is on the other side, markets being set up. We've already got a few at Port Olisar, Grimex. We'll be seeing some in Levski, places where you can take those items, and instead of talking to someone and buying a gun, you'll be able to say, hey, I've got 10 tons of cargo in the back, do you want that? So with having trade routes, that gives us the opportunity then of pirates finding out about those trade routes, coming and camping on them, waiting for transports to come in, grab them, steal their cargo.
Okay.
So then we're going to have, hopefully, players wanting to protect their cargo. They start hiring mercenaries to come and protect them, and then bounty hunters to hunt down the pirates that stole off them in the first place. So hopefully, from having that initial cargo route from one to another, we should be seeing a lot more careers being built around that.
Thanks, Will. I hope you all enjoyed that.
Okay. I gotta pause because I have a million questions. So, if you're a trader, or I should say, if you're doing trading, you have the ability to buy cargo in tons or whatever, and that gets automatically transported to your ship. But if you're salvage, you have a box. So, first question: is it always a box? Like, can you pick up a panel of the side of an engine or something like that, or can you pick up that stuff and put it in a box and carry the box? Does the box have predefined stuff in it, or is the box just a storage container you can put stuff in up to a certain weight limit? That'd be really cool. I really like the idea of the separation between trading and salvaging in terms of game mechanics. And also, when you go to sell stuff, you're taking the whole box, or maybe is there like a salvage container in your ship? So like, you can go to a trader and say, hey, I got 20 tons of steel in my ship, but you actually have to physically take the box to the trader, sell it to him. Like, I'm wondering how the mechanics work behind that. Or is there like a salvage area on your ship? Dump all your salvage in there, and you go to a salvage dealer, and the salvage dealer can like automatically read what's in there and offer anything in that salvage box is eligible for selling. Or do they not buy salvage? And salvage is just something people can freely steal back and forth, and hence the whole pirate, bounty hunter, trader, emergent gameplay that they're hoping for.
You can get to the planet's surface and you can explore more than you could if you were on foot. So say you wanted to get from one place to another without the rover, you'd end up having to either get back in your ship.
Okay, so this
sort of fly up into sort of atmosphere and then come back down again, which you might miss something interesting like a ravine.
You know what I would do with this?
Some sort of interesting.
You know, it'd be really cool.
Whereas with
if you could like
sort of drive around,
get like a salvage engine out of the back, secure it to the back of this, and just use that. Like the physics all works together, right? So you could actually use this to mod your vehicles or whatever. That would be kind of cool. That would break out like a
the grey cat like buggy.
Imagine like out of that
sort of like
develop this whole like
vehicle,
moon, different planet, like
sort of
illegal
so
racing.
You can get your friends, you can go down
industry.
to the surface, and you can sort of rove around. You can even do sort of drive-by shootings if you want to, and have the back door open, and two guys like crouched down with machine guns.
Or even I guess like the ability to
which is
heavily mod all these vehicles. Maybe
Yes,
even with
I got
illegal
to
parts.
QA test the rover, and it's
That would be
really
kind
fun
of
to
cool.
drive.
Hold on, sorry, I gotta pause this again. Do we have any information on the customization on ships or planet vehicles, or how certain things will work together? Like, is it possible to have a working engine, something you can hack together, pop it on the back of your ship, and then kind of like this whole whole subculture breeds out of just that. Like, it's not just racing. Like, think about it. You could dive into like these whole competitive, like Olympic style big rig, big engine festivals that would just form on these planets. Like all the caterpillar lovers could get together on some solar system like once every 2 months or something for the caterpillar festival, and everyone shows off their latest mods and like the latest Gary's mod style modifications. And then there's competitions and stuff like that. Oh man, there could be whole experiences. There could be whole MMO pitches just built off of that dynamic. That's how you get people for the long term. That's how you pull them in. Anyway, back to the Dragonfly.
To it, that basically means that the becomes a lot more kind of expensive as an asset. With a lot of the bigger ships, you can hide components away, whereas with the Dragonfly, everything's
because you're seeing everything.
Everything. There's no smoke and mirrors here.
Overall, we've been just by doing
on the detachable note. Have they talked about?
So we'll just get the model flying.
How ships will break up, or
in the Gamescom demo, we
can they break up?
Showed off the kind of basic setup of.
Can I fire your ship and
flight mode, where we were essentially
not only does it break up
in space, landing inside the Freelancer, going planet side, going out again, and being usable in its ground mode.
What is that?
We have a lot more to add to that, so we're doing further work on the ground.
What the hell is that?
Really tweaking it, making sure that it feels spot on when you're riding along the planet. In addition, we also need to set up the rear seat for a rear-facing passenger. So you will.
They're not going to talk about that. Do you get?
With you, and we are eventually.
What was that planet? Was that like a massive mining?
While you're in any chase sequences or
operation,
you're essentially able to have your guy at the back shooting people off who are approaching from behind.
That was being affected by the gravitational pull. Was that a mining laser being affected by the gravitational pull? I'm probably way off. So as I was saying, when I fire your ship and it breaks up, is there predetermined breakpoints? Not that I necessarily have a problem with that. I mean, I don't want him to get into the whole.
The planet side
you can never tell
in-atmosphere
how your ship's going to break apart.
Sort of
like
terrain traversal in
real cars and real mechanical things have
like the Dragonfly.
Real breakpoints, you know, like there's extraneous forces that can split, you know, an actual part in two. But most times things break apart at their seams, so to speak. So I don't really necessarily have a problem with that.
We've got this,
I'm just curious if I guess they can break
when
up
it's
at all.
exploded.
Huge congratulations to Elysiana
Speaking of
for her
which,
extraordinary efforts in creating ContentCreatorsUnlimited.com. If you have even the slightest interest in Star Citizen's lore, then you will easily find yourself entranced within the pages of detailed information and lore tidbits.
I was just asking for something like
this.
this.
Web-based ARC star map and into an easy-to-read table format. So, congratulations again, you're this week's MVP. Originally, we were not going to have an RTV tomorrow, but all the pieces fell into place.
I was literally just looking for a kind of a lore compilation thing I could look at.
Twitch.tv. Make sure to check the weekly comlink schedule for all the details.
Wow, this is around the verse stuff is
and we'll see you in the verse.
very informative. Speaking of Dragon Con, I actually just got
I
I just got my tickets to New York City Comic Con. Absolutely pumped. If anyone's going to New York Comic Con,
myself and Chris have had quite a few discussions regarding the dead ships. We're also quite both passionate about having planets that are potentially completely dedicated to ship salvage. So with the derelict ships, there's always, as explained, we want to take
wait. Whole planets dedicated to ship.
Once the ship suffers catastrophic damage,
salvage.
It breaks apart. How can we reuse these assets and kind of
We're just talking about
the stuff that you saw in Gamescom was very much the first step of that. We are already progressing further with it. So the work that we're doing, as we've always explained, has always got a longer path. Obviously, we've got kind of 3.0 coming due at the end of the year. The work that we're doing.
So this is all salvage. So this isn't stuff I can just
it's really kind of
mass store in my ship. This is all stuff that I have to bring with me or keep in boxes. So this goes back to my question, like, what if there's a ton of salvage I want to put in my ship? Can I just dump a whole pile of salvage in my ship? Or is it,
we want
do you have to put salvage in a box? Salvagers. Oh my god, pirates are going to absolutely camp the hell out of them. And then protection details will come up.
So
bodyguards.
We've got kind of challenges how we are going to blend with what would happen if we took a starfarer and buried it in the desert. How something erodes and decays in a desert is very different to how something would erode and decay in a swamp. So
they're talking in terms of the ships. So they're considering erosion and decay on the actual
but
ships.
the high level goal is for sure to have
which is pretty cool.
By the end of the year.
So here's a question. Can I find one of these ships way out in the middle of nowhere, dig down? Well, there's no terrain deformation, right? So can I find like a hole in a ship, something that's buried that I can go way deep in?
For this week.
Throw all my salvage in there.
That made it possible, and to the backers who are supporting us.
Which would technically give me unlimited inventory space.
What they were working on.
But it is susceptible to pirates. That possible? Okay. So there's a lot of interesting stuff in that. As at this point, I just have a ton of questions around the whole salvaging system, how this whole this manual salvaging process kind of works. But I do love the bulk system for traders too. So if I want to transport 8 tons of steel, so be it. And also, do you have is there the potential to actually get 8 tons of steel through salvage? Like, can you salvage a ton of steel on a planet, and there's some sort of mechanism to get that steel onto your ship? Since technically it's not a salvage item, it's like a trading item. So I'm kind of curious about that. That was fun. That was really good. It's really cool they do these. Really cool. And not just because they're crowdsourced, crowdfunded. Just really cool. I'm going to tap into 3.6 in a little bit. I'll talk to you over there. I think I have that shirt buried in the back of my closet.